everybody. Welcome back to another Angel live stream. My name's Allie Barlow. I'm here in LA celebrating the release of The Shift this weekend. We got to interview some actors, the filmmakers. I saw people from shows that you know, like The Chosen, Homestead, and His Only Son. It was really, really cool, and I'm so excited for you to see those interviews. We're also going to get to join in on the Q&A that happens after the film tonight, and I have a special scene from the movie for you at the end of this live stream, so stay tuned for that. Throughout this live stream, you're going to see a QR code and a URL. That's where you can go to buy your tickets. Because like I said, it comes out in theaters this weekend. Go to angel.com/The Shift to get your tickets. Now let's shift on over to watch some interviews. All right, well, we're here with Christopher Palaha and his beautiful family. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, guys. Good. You're doing good. Exciting. We're excited. Yeah. Ready to watch The Shift.
I know. I hear that they have not seen it yet.
No, my family has not seen the movie yet, so this is going to be new to them. I hope they like it.
Me too. I think they will. So what was it that drew you into the script?
Well, first, Ken Carpenter called me. I was filming A Biltmore Christmas for Hallmark, and I had 2 weeks left, I think. And he called me with a script, and he said, "What do you think?" And I'll never forget, I was wearing like a 1940s tuxedo standing in front of Biltmore House in Asheville, North Carolina, and I read the whole thing in an hour and a half. I totally understood it on first reading. I loved it. I was like, this is an amazing story. Yes, I should have put up a fight. I probably would have got more points knowing Angel. And a producer credit. I heard they were giving those away. So, lesson learned. But I immediately was like, yeah, let's do this thing. This is an amazing opportunity. And I was so grateful for the phone call. Brock and I, of course, he had to vet and prove. We had to make sure that there was trust there. It was almost as if God ordained it. I said yes on Brock's father's birthday. I wrapped on the 27th, started work on the 30th of January. So the scheduling was like perfect. Flew from Asheville to Birmingham, Alabama on a Saturday, did the costume fitting, and was on set Monday. So it was really a perfect sort of God-ordained experience. It was, it really has been the job of a lifetime. I'm so honored to be in this movie, and I do hope people like it. And thank you to the Guild, everybody who's supported this thing and financed this thing from the beginning and fostered Brock's dream for the past 8 years. It really is extraordinary.
So Kevin goes through quite a bit in this whole film. What was it like for you kind of channeling all of those emotions and kind of really getting into character for Kevin?
Well, I said earlier to Buzz, if I was a 14-year-old actor wanting to do this for a living and I made a checklist of everything I'd want to do in a movie, this literally checked every box, all the way to having like a credit where I got to sing a song in a movie and I'm credited for singing an original song in a film. Like, it's down the line, and it was the most physically demanding sort of role I've ever had. I was in 25 days out of the 25, and to be that connected to the crew that I got to work with was a real rare opportunity, and one of which I just loved. I mean, I love being able to be there with everybody and feel like it's a collaboration and really get to know the people who were making the movie. Yeah.
What was your favorite part about making the movie?
Man, that's a hard question. I don't know. I mean, there were so many different things that were just a joy to make. Liz Tabish is incredible. Neil McDonough does an amazing job as the benefactor. Work with Brock as a first-time director. And again, Ken Carpenter. He's somebody who, he and I have worked together before, and we're going to continue to work together. And getting a chance to work with Angel Studios was a unique experience, and I've enjoyed it.
It's incredible. So I feel like this film, it's got the sci-fi, it's got the romance. Do you think that your Hallmark fans will enjoy The Shift?
I think that the Hallmark fans will, because there's a romance element. It's a movie about a man who's willing to go to the ends of every universe to get back to the woman that he loves, played by Elizabeth Tabish. It's Molly. His wife's name is Molly. And Kevin, the whole story is a love story about what he's willing to do. And it's also a story about being tested and tried and persevering and having endurance and using hope and faith to get through probably the worst moments of your life. And I think the story is it's a love story in the way that God loves us. And he's saying, I love you so much that if you just push through, there's going to be a tomorrow and it's going to be beautiful. It's a really, really I'm so proud of it. I hope these guys like it.
We're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing.
Hey guys, I'm here with Brock Heasley, the director of The Shift and the writer.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I did, yeah.
And who's this lovely lady with you?
This is my wife, Erin, who is also in the film as Sharon.
You did great, by the way.
Thank you. It was a hard line, but I worked it out.
You did great. So I just want to know, how did you come up with this script?
Well, I thought really hard, and then it was thanks. No, it was one of those things where I was just thinking about the different perceptions of reality that we all have. Like I've promised or not promised to pay the bills, and you insist that I have, and now we're fighting.
He promised.
And if you think about that, and you think about the idea of alternate realities, which is one of my favorite tropes of science fiction, you think about what if our experience with reality is just a little bit different, from the people around us, because we're literally moving between realities, and from there we go.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey, and it's come together so beautifully. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, we want to know. I mean, this film, it does have that sci-fi element, but it also has the love story in it. What made you decide to kind of combine those two?
Well, I think my marriage was probably a little bit of an inspiration for this. And it's hard to imagine telling a story that isn't about family and relationships in some way. And this is a story of people, in their 30s, late 30s, early 40s. These are mature adults, and my marriage is the most significant and important thing in my adulthood. And I love sci-fi movies, and I love my faith. So why not put them all in a blender? Yeah, just put it all in there.
Well, you did a great job. Okay, so sorry, I keep checking this out.
Yeah.
So what was for you the most challenging part about bringing your script to life?
Oh my gosh, the money, getting the money. How long have we been doing this now?
So many years.
It doesn't take 8 years to put this film together because it takes 8 years to put it on camera. It took 5 weeks to put it on camera. It took 8 years to get the money. The money is absolutely the most challenging part. I mean, nobody's walking around and giving people millions of dollars. You got to go after them. You got to chase them down. And thankfully, the crowd was there for us, and we're eternally grateful to the crowd and for the belief and faith they had in this film.
It's been awesome to see this journey you guys have been through together to get to this point. From back when you first started, when you were in the first version of it. It was so cool to see it go from there to where it's at today. You guys did a really good job. For both of you, what's a message that you hope people take away from your film?
I'm going to toss that over to you.
Oh, but you said it so nicely before.
You can copy me.
I think the most important piece is that persistence pays, that to not give up. That was the story of this movie so often for us was, do we keep doing it? And Kevin never lets go of that faith that he's on the right path. And when you have that certitude, if you follow it, then you'll be brought to the other side. And that's this tonight for us.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys are amazing. Okay, hey everybody, we're here with Neil McDonough. He plays the benefactor in The Shift. Neil, what was that like for you, playing such the villainous character?
Well, you don't get a whole lot darker than playing the devil. So, and I've told the story before. At first I said no. I'll do Justified, I'll do Yellowstone, I'll play some dark characters, but this is kind of a little too much. And then I went home with Reve, and I talked to her about it, and we prayed about it, and she said, well, look, you're probably the best villain in Hollywood, and you have such a great relationship with God that I think you actually have to play this character. And it was a hard one to get through, but it was one that I'm really glad. Once in a while you get to play a character that you're so grateful that you're not that person, and you get to really value what you have in life and thank God for everything that you do have. But I also think that I brought a certain humanity to Lucifer, because at one point Lucifer was a good guy. He was one of God's guys, and he made bad choices. He made mistakes. We all make bad choices and mistakes, but it's how you get up after those mistakes. He just couldn't get back up. So a film like this makes everyone realize, okay,
if Kevin can get through these problems, maybe I can get through my problems in life and not take things so seriously, not dwell in the darkness, but really try to find the light. And that's the message of this film, and I'm so darn proud to be part of it.
You did a really great job. Thank you so much I'm glad that you decided to do it, because you did exactly what you just said. You really captivated that.
And the amazing part is, I don't think there's anywhere else in the Hollywood landscape anyone would make this movie other than Angel Studios. And if you look what Angel Studios does by having their built-in fan base and finding the right projects and voting on what projects they want to see, it's I don't know how Hollywood doesn't do all their films like this, but you look at the big studios, they're in a bit of trouble because I think that they lose kind of touch with the audience, where Angel, their audience is in touch with every decision they make. And for me as a filmmaker and as an actor and as a creator, to have a home at Angel, I got to tell you this, Neil and Reve McDonough are the happiest producers in town, because I love working with Neil and Jordan and everyone else over there, and it's just, I love being part of Angel. It's my favorite place on earth.
Well, we love having you. So what is next for you?
Next I have a film called The Last Rodeo that I know is going to be part of Angel at some point. Kind of a story about an aging rodeo star who has to go back and ride the rodeo again to raise money for his grandson's brain tumor. And it's this heartfelt, it's Rocky on a Bull, but it's a faith-friendly film, really for the heartland of America, and I wanted to make a movie for them. And I think everyone's going to really love this film. I'm so proud of it. John Avnet's directing it. Unity, the company that I work with, is financing it, and my dear friend Liam Griffin, who's part of it, is financing it. So I couldn't be happier for Reve and I to be able to tell the films that we've always wanted to tell, and it all happened at Angel. It's great.
I love how involved she is. You involve her every step of the way. It's beautiful.
Well, she involves me. I think it's why that.
She's like, come on, let's go.
Okay, there you go. Reve is the greatest. I don't know where I'd be without her, and 5 kids, and since we met, 100 movies and thousands of hours of television. I'm the most blessed guy I know, and he's watching out for me, and he gave me some amazing gifts, and I'm very humbled by it.
Thank you so much. So I have a silly question. If you had to choose between a sci-fi or a romance, what's it going to be? What are you going to choose?
To watch or act in?
Ooh, give us both.
To act in, it's now that I can do romantic films because I'm writing my own films, in the next film, I have my first ever screen kiss is going to take place in The Last Rodeo, because I have flashbacks to my wife, who also died of brain cancer, the same as my grandson has. And playing my wife in the flashbacks is none other than my beautiful wife, Reve. So, they joke about, I'm famous for 1 take, maybe 2, and let's move on type of thing. That day when we do the big kissing scene, that might be like 18, 23, 40 takes. It's going to be a whole day of just that kissing scene.
You're like, we need another. I don't think that was it.
I'm making up for 30 years of acting right now. This is the moment. And we're going to have fun, and you get to see it right there on Angel. So it'll be great.
Well, thank you so much, Neil. It's such a joy to meet with you, to have you here. And yeah, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Love you guys.
Hey everyone, I'm here with Liz Tabish, who plays Molly in The Shift. How are you doing tonight?
Wonderful, thank you.
Good, thank you. So we just have a couple questions for you. First of all, I just want to know what drew you to the script.
It was just this beautiful retelling, and this very modern retelling of the story of Job. I thought it was very clever. I love sci-fi so much, and also loved the romantic elements of it. And whenever I was reading it, by the end of it, I was just in tears. So there was a lot that I didn't understand, to be quite honest. But emotionally, I was like, this has a really strong impact on me. So it was exciting to get involved with it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, and part of it, I feel like every scene you're in has so much emotional depth. I was like, you go through so many different Mollys, and what was that process like for you? Like channeling each Molly.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think because there's so many different lives that she lives, but also there's a core Molly. It was nice to always remember that core, and it's I related to that of like you can have a lot of different expressions in your life, but like her core is love and family and faith, and so it was really easy to focus on that more than all the varieties of careers and etc. Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So what do you hope that people take away from The Shift when they watch it?
Oh, I hope that they are reminded that there are so many beautiful things in the world. It's a dark world in reality, and also in The Shift. It's a dark world that Kevin's thrown into, and I think they do a beautiful job of almost because of that he sees how important the beauty is, how important love is, and charity and kindness, and I hope people can see that in their own lives as well.
Hey everybody, we're here with Ken Carpenter, the producer of The Shift. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you very much.
So I just have a couple questions for you. I kind of want to know how you got involved in the film.
A friend of mine called me and said there's an interesting project incubating in Provo, Utah at Angel Studios, who were still sort of relatively new at that point. And for me, it all starts with the script. And I was sent Brock's script, and I knew right away this was going to be an interesting path in and going to be an exciting, new, exhilarating journey. And so it didn't take me long to say I want to be a part of this bold experiment.
Well, we're so glad you were. It's turned out so great. Yeah. So I want to know what your takeaway from The Shift was and what you hope other people take away from The Shift.
You know, the Shift is such a unique blend of sci-fi and allegory and romance. And at its core, really, it's a movie about a guy fighting to get back to his wife. And so I hope audiences take away the relational foundation that's at the heart of this movie. Yeah, it's a thrill ride. It's a lot of fun to watch, and it takes us down new roads. But it's a groundbreaking story Brock gives us in a lot of ways. But at its heart, it's an age-old story that I think people will connect with. Yeah.
That's awesome. How challenging do you feel it was to take this script and bring it to life?
Yeah, the old adage is it's a miracle any movie ever gets made. It's really true. But we were able to attract actors that I really am fond of in our movie because much like myself, they resonated with the script and the uniqueness of this storytelling opportunity. And really, that's what we're all looking for. What's something new and exciting and dynamic? And so the script led the way, and then we built a good team around the project, and thanks be to God, we were able to field a pretty good group of actors. Yeah.
You did a great job with that as well. Yeah. Okay, so I have two questions for you. So one is, if you had to pick sci-fi or romance, which would you pick, Ken?
Between sci-fi and romance?
If you had to pick.
Well, it's important to me that I maintain my friendship with Brock, but it's important that I'm honest with you as well.
We don't have to tell him.
So, you know what? Both are very interesting. I like drama. It's a beautiful thing about filmmaking. Every story is different, and every time up to the plate is new. So if we find another sci-fi film that's equally as intriguing, sign me up. Find me a romance set in a really intriguing location, I might have a keenness toward that. So we'll see what God has next.
That was amazing. Awesome. And luckily we get both in The Shift. Yeah. So it's a good mix. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Very much so.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm here with Kara and Giselle. They look so beautiful tonight. So what was your favorite part about making The Shift?
Getting to hang out with all the cast and really just spending time because this is a big role for me, especially at my age. I love acting, and it's probably the career I want to lead into.
That's amazing, and you did a good job. You're welcome.
I love meeting them having like a great time with everyone and meeting them and like taking pictures and getting all this. And I'm really grateful for being on it and stuff.
Well, you guys did a good job. Let's say bye to the Angel fam. Weren't those interviews awesome? I love our filmmakers and creators so much. They're just so delightful. Unfortunately, I was not able to show you all of them tonight, but if you check out our social media channels, you'll get to see even more interviews from tonight. But for now, we're going to head into the theater and check out the Q&A. So let's go.
So thank you again. I'm going to turn the time over to Ken Carpenter to introduce our panel, and we're glad that you're all here, both locally and remotely.
All right.
Wasn't I funny?
Rolling on the floor. Woo! Funny, Neil. Hey, to kick us off, let me go right to day one. And a lot of times when we prepare to shoot a movie, we hole away and workshop and try things out.
Get a table read.
Yeah,
Take your time.
Yeah, really.
Ease into the whole situation.
Yeah, get a cook you like. And
That's right.
Brock just builds a fire and does the whole thing.
Not on the shift.
That's not how that happened on this one, is it?
No.
We threw you guys into the deep end of the pool on day one and shot the scene in the diner where Kevin prays away.
The entire scene in the diner.
Yeah.
In one
A day one generally is a page,
Yeah, get our sea legs.
not 9.5 pages. Day one of just
Yeah, you're welcome.
intensity. But man, it just set the tone, Brock, by scheduling that as the first thing up, and everyone saw what Chris and I were doing, and just so in it, so just alive with our characters, and we gave back and forth to each other. This dude, how awesome was he in this movie?
Thank you, brother.
I say Cary Grant and Jimmy Stewart all wrapped into one awesome, fantastic man, and that's Chris Palaha.
Thank you, man. I called you Mad Dog McDonough like about 15 minutes into working with you, because all of a sudden I realized that here was a guy who was ready to go. It was a 9-page scene. He carried it. All I had to do was, respond and listen, which, granted, isn't always easy for actors to do. Listen, like to talk a lot, but man, it really was a baptism by fire. I'll never forget tonight. You prayed on the first day. I thought that was super awesome. And then for this guy, here's a man who, what you witnessed tonight is a piece of art that allowed him to communicate grief that he experienced in his life. When Ken called me with this job, he said, "Hey, I got an opportunity for you. It's a first-time director." I went, "Uh-oh." He said, "But he's a graphic artist." And I said, haiku, he gets it. He understands images quickly. He knows how to tell a story fast. He has to be able to do that, or, visually. And then talking to Brock, immediately I was like, yeah, I'm in. Well, I happened to be filming something. I wrapped on the 27th of January. It was a Friday. I was in Birmingham on a Saturday for a costume fitting. That 9-page scene we're talking about was Monday. I had about a week to break down the entire script, which is a big ask for a first-time director. And between Neil and between Brock, and of course I knew Ken. Ken was the guy who brought me in. I knew it was a safe journey, and you crushed it on that day. And from that point forward, I think you had the crew, you had us, you had the next 25 days in the can. I mean, I know that didn't feel like it.
No, that's the answer right there. I had you guys and I had the crew. I mean, everybody on this film were experts in their field, and that's because of Ken. Ken did such a great job assembling the team for this. A lot of them are here tonight. But yeah, you don't do 9 pages on your first day and crush it unless everybody around you is crushing it much, much harder. So,
hey, Brock, we want to hear about your 8-year journey in just a moment of seeing this thing through. Tell me what it's like tonight. Tell us what it's like to sit in a theater at the Grove in Los Angeles and watch these two gentlemen inhabit Kevin and the Benefactor.
Yeah, so Ken wants me to cry again, and I'm gonna I'm gonna try real hard not to. It's incredible. It's incredible to see here. I mean, it's surreal. I got through the last 8 years and through all to this point because I saw this day. You don't get here without seeing this day very clearly. And so there's a sense of inevitability, I guess, a bit, which hopefully doesn't sound arrogant. I don't mean it to. I think you just have to have a clear idea of what you're doing. But my goodness, to actually be here, to sit in front of all of you, it's bewildering. And it's, I don't know, I feel like the luckiest guy on the planet, I really do.
Thanks. Neil McDonough, a man who values family and friendship and all the good, rich, full things in life. One day your manager, Matt Luber, sends you a script, and it's the polar opposite of everything you stand for. What in the world were your thoughts when you cracked page 1 of this thing and started working your way through?
No. Literally the first thought, and I've had to play some really great villains in my life because, as everyone here probably knows, I won't do sex scenes. So that, to provide for 5 amazing kids that we have, I got to figure out a way. So it's either a soldier in the middle of a battlefield where there's no women around, or the villain. But then when I was asked to play the benefactor, the devil, I first said, no, I can't do that. I've been blessed that at one point I for Books on Tape, I was Jesus that we did years ago, which was just a fantastic, incredible journey through doing all of that. But when I was asked to play the devil, I said no, and I went home to Reveille, and I said, they asked me to play the devil. And we talked about it, we prayed about it, we thought about it, and said, all right, well, you're probably the best villain in Hollywood, and you probably have one of the greatest relationships with God in Hollywood. So, we thought that if somebody else had played the benefactor, there's that moment that you saw near the end of maybe Lucifer had it wrong. When you watch Kevin, here comes the cat, here comes this, here comes love, here comes all these unanswered things that I can't figure out. Lucifer made a mistake in his life. He was once so close with God, but we all make mistakes in our lives. We all sin. We all do stupid things. Every single day we do dumb stuff. But what makes you a great human being is how you get up and dust yourself off and move forward from it. When you play characters like this, you truly appreciate the blessings that you have in your life. And I'm so blessed. And I'm crying like Brock. To be here in front of you guys and to, like I said before, for Reveille and I to help executive produce this and to have all our kids here and to be able to work with the amazing Angel Studios. Who else would have done this movie? Who else would have had the bravery to say, this is the film that we want to put out? And it was because of the 6,000 people who jumped in on this that made it happen, that you all agreed that this was the right project to move forward. It was Brock's words, it was Brock's short, and you said, this is it. This is what we were going to bank it on. And because you all did that at Angel Studios, all the fans, all the guild, all the members, it allowed a storyteller, a first-time storyteller, to have his dream come true. And no place else but Angel Studios does that. So God bless you guys at Angel Studios.
And on December 1st.
And on December 1st, here's a gift, what I would like to see. December 1st is my 20th anniversary of my amazing wife. So why doesn't everybody go out and buy 20 tickets on that day, make it a great day for everybody, for Angel Studios and the McDonough family? That'd be kind of a nice gift. So there's the gift I'm asking for.
One thing I liked about making a movie with these guys, Mr. McDonough and Mr. Palaha, are both robust sports fans, and there's hope for Brock later.
He does wear a baseball hat.
Chris, this was a physical role for you. We put you through the paces. You weren't on the sidelines much. Tell us what you brought to this, what we required you to bring to this film.
Brock, what was the first thing I said to you on Saturday at the fitting?
Basically, I'm going to misquote you because I'm terrible at quoting. But basically, you gave me full permission to put you through your paces, to kick your butt, essentially.
To kill me, basically.
To kill you, yes.
I said, try to kill me on this one. I'm looking at like 30 years in this business, a lifetime in this business, doing your thing. Of course, you're new to this, but a lifetime of telling stories. 20 years for me, 22 years. Paul Rossiker, my agent, since I've literally graduated from college, is up here tonight, which I'm so grateful to be able to go on this ride with and Sally Ware, who's in New York right now. But you often get a job and you don't get to do all the things that you hope you'd get to do with being an actor. And when I read this script, it was truly like if I were a 14-year-old kid and someone said, hey, what are all the cool things you'd like to do in a movie? And if I wrote them down on a list, this movie would check them off. Page after page, I was like, Kevin gets to do this, he gets to do this, he gets to do this, yes, yes. And rarely do you get a chance to leave it all on the floor, which is what I attempted to do in this film. And as, watching it, I can see where I can, I got more to give, but it was just a gift to be able to play Kevin. So yeah, thank you for that. And yes, you put me through my paces. And I ran, I think 25 days. I probably ran, hey John, I think I ran every day, except for day one. I was just running in my mind. Like, oh no, what did I sign up for? How am I gonna do this?
Brock, one of the remarkable things about Angel Studios is the way they set the table for emerging filmmakers to have a platform. For those watching tonight, what words of wisdom, advice, counsel? I know this took a toll on you. You fought a long, good fight to get this movie made. What word do you have for others who want to follow you?
Well, I have no wisdom, so I'll try something else, which is just the benefit of my experience a little bit. This is an impossible thing to make movies. It's probably a little bit more impossible to do it without connections, which is what I didn't have. I didn't have any connections. I didn't have any way. And I live in California, but I live in the part of California that's very, very far away from here, culturally speaking. To be able to make the short film, which was made with $500, because that was literally all we had. And to put that into that film, and to have that film go in front of people, and to have 6,000 people respond to that film and say, we want you, you need more money. You need to go take that story, you need to make that bigger. To have 6,000 people believe in that, to have the studio, to have Angel Studios believe in that, at a time when I wasn't totally sure I believed in myself. That's a remarkable thing. That's a remarkable thing, and that's something I will never, ever take for granted. It's, at the end of the movie, Kevin sees God. He sees him more clearly. He's able to perceive him in a way he never has before because of what he's passed through. And that has been one of the great lessons of my life, is that every time I pass through something, and I've passed through a few things, I see God more clearly. And this is up there. This whole experience has allowed me to see him clearly and to see that he does have, he sees me, that he sees me and he sees who I am. And that's a profound thing to realize. And one of the many, many reasons I'll always be grateful for this experience.
Can I ask the three of you to riff briefly on the intersection of filmmaking and family?
I will kick this one off. We did it in Nashville. We had Aaron stand up. I'm going to embarrass all the ladies. Julianne, will you please stand up? Reve, will you please stand up? We love our wives. Aaron, stand up again. And
Devin.
Where's Devin? Where's Devin? Devin, will you please stand?
Shaking her head at
Where's
you.
she? Stand up, Devin. So these four ladies made this film, allowed this film to happen, with whom without it would not have happened. Aaron, for a decade, you have fostered and nurtured and loved on this man and allowed him to fulfill a dream. Julianne, for the last 20 years of my life, tonight I was like, are you going to allow me to rock and roll tonight? Because I was asking the kids, I have permission to like go for it, you know? And she was like, baby, you've had permission from the day you met me. Go for it. Reve, I mean, we know how much you guys are producing this thing. We know how much he loves you. Devin, it's clear you have carried more babies for this man than any other woman I know. You love him. I think that it makes it all the sweeter. It makes it all the more, there's just a joy to be able to say, this is what I do for a living. I get to go make movies, and then I get to come home and I have people who get to enjoy that, and you're dads, and we're husbands, and we're real people. And, you know, I've gotten a chance to see Neil. Our kids go to school together now. We're involved, we're invested, we're there, we're present. And what a fun way to say, yeah, like, we're family guys, but we go off and we make movies, and then we have this other thing. It's fun. It's hard. It's not easy. It takes a long time. I think it takes a lot longer because you do set limits, and you do have prohibitive things that you know, you say yes to jobs because you got mouths to feed that you otherwise might not have said yes to.
You do ask the producer if you can go home during the shoot to watch the Super Bowl with your family.
Guilty.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll pass it on, Brock.
Yeah, I look, this is a really, really taxing job, and there's enough industry people in here that know what I'm talking about. It's all consuming. I've done the 9-to-5 thing. I've done the cubicle thing. When Kevin's, you know, getting reamed out by his boss, that was me for a little bit, for a long bit, for 15 years. This job is totally different. This job it's 24/7. It really is, and especially when we're on set. You know, we were living in Alabama, and that's all it was. And so, our wives, in particular, you know, they keep everything going, and ground us, and I mean, maybe I'm saying us here. I'm assuming you guys are having a similar experience. Scold us when we're you know, not getting it right, but even besides all of that. Our families, I don't know. For me, my family has such a huge impact on the story you just watched. Without my family, that story wouldn't exist. The stories that I want to tell are rooted in the things that I care about. And what in the world, what in this world do I care about more than my family? And so these stories that we tell, they are to entertain, but they're not just about that. And without the support of the people that are closest to us, I truly believe in every case they would not be possible.
How do you follow that? There's two tenets that we kind of live by in the McDonough house: God first, me second; family first, me second. It challenges you when you're on the road a lot doing films, and you know, missing my wife, missing my kids, their practices, the things like that. But as Ken knows, I'm a stickler for getting home every weekend, getting home as often as I can, because when I'm not around Reve, I just become miserable. And I use that misery and infuse that into the benefactor. So that's how I generally feel when I'm away from Reve. So it kind of worked. But how blessed we are to get to do what we love to do, as I've said. And just me personally, to have Reve and these 5 amazing kids, Morgan, Catherine, London, Clover, Jammer, they're all here tonight. Can I get a little warm round of applause for those guys? Again, I'm just so blessed to be part of this in the life that I have, and all you guys supporting us in Angel Studios and everything. And it's just, I can't even speak anymore about it. I'm so blessed.
One last question, gentlemen. Like I said at the outset of the evening, it's a miracle that any movie ever gets made, right? Mm-hmm. And no two movies come together the same. It's always a circuitous road that we travel to get up to the plate. Tell us your feelings about the uniqueness of the Angel Studios model, wherein 6,000 individuals said, yes, go tell that story. That's a little different, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, your thoughts on that?
I think, like I said earlier, no one else is doing what Angel is doing. No streamer, production company, studio, anyone out there is saying, all right, guys, I want to hear exactly what you want to see. And then I'm going to let you vote on it. And if we get an X amount, 50%, whatever the exact number is, then we're going to go ahead and actually make that guy's or that woman's dream come to fruition. That's so odd. You know, in the landscape of Hollywood, where it's X amount of suits make decisions on this, and this is how things get cookie cutter, and this is how it's done, and blah, blah, blah. And it's fine. You know, I've been part of some fantastic films and TV shows for sure. But now that I'm with Angel Studios, what we just did with Homestead, what we did with The Shift, go Homestead one more time, you know, and other projects that I'm going to be doing with Angel and with Reve and I in years to come with the McDonough Company, it feels like the greatest home you could possibly have as a creative artist. And that's what I'm so excited about. I'm so excited for people to see The Shift, that this little engine that you built is now running through because Angel allowed you to have that platform. No one else does that. So thank you, Angel, for allowing all of us crazy creative people to have a voice that not a lot of other people would allow us to have. God bless every single one of you at Angel, and thank you guys for voting for everything. It's amazing.
You want to comment on the uniqueness of that paradigm?
Well, we know that at least 6,000 people will buy a ticket.
There you go.
We got that in the bag. I love
Ken's family, it's like 7,000.
Well, right, with Ken, we got another 1,000. I love the idea of a company that's, their company line is films that amplify light. Because I'm a firm believer that what you watch and what you read and what you listen to is equivalent to the food you put in your body or what you drink. And if all you put in your body is junk or drugs and alcohol or bad things, your body's going to break down. You are going to die. Period. Fact. If all you watch is trash, if all you read is trash, you are going to die inside. Like, it's just a fact. So the fact that there's a place to go to make stories that amplify light, that's the company motto, like, let's do that, that's encouraging. That gives people like me a lot of hope. To be a part of a film like this was, again, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Angel made that possible. Ken, thank you for the call. Yeah, go Angel.
Brock, can you take us home as the first-time writer-director, what it meant to you to have those individuals, sometimes $50, $100, sometimes $5,000, sometimes $12,500 hard-earned dollars, saying, go Brock?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. It's such an amazing thing to have people put forth, in some cases, their widow's mite. You know, whether for some people, and I've been there, and so I know this for a fact, $100 is a lot of money. For some people, $100 is a lot of money. And I heard from so many people during the years that we were crowdfunding who were putting in their $100, and they told me, they would message me and they say, this is all I have. This is all I have to give you, but I believe in what you're doing. That's as meaningful to me as people who came in with 5,000, 10,000, whatever. It's an incredible thing, and I'm very, very aware that I don't think this film would have ever been made. I don't think it ever would have been made in any other circumstance. I think Angel Studios enabled this story to be told. I know that because I made a short film, and everybody who watched it agreed it was good, but they all said the same thing, which was, who in the world is ever going to watch this? Like, it's such an odd story, and it's such an odd mash of genres. What studio would ever release this? And the fact is that there's a populace out there, a giant populace that's being underserved. And there are stories that are not being told because too few people are making the decisions. And Angel has said, that's not right. There should be more people who have a voice in the culture that we all enjoy and in the content that we take into our homes. And I love them for that. I really do. And I'm a beneficiary of that. We all are, sitting up here. We are the beneficiary of somebody saying there should be more voices And in fact, there's voices out there far more than are up here that will support you. What a vision that takes to be able to say that and to be able to execute that. And here's the fruits. Here we are.
All right, well, everybody, thank you so much. Chris and Neil, thank you for those performances. Brock, thank you for that vision. All of you, thank you for coming tonight, and have the happiest of holidays.
Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a wonderful celebration for The Shift. Thank you so much to the Guild members who voted and made this film possible. You guys are amazing. We love you. We hope you have a wonderful night. Get your tickets to see The Shift now at angel.com/The Shift. Good night.
Hey, you're okay. Right here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey. Hey! There we go. Welcome back. You okay? You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I guess.
Here. Hey, drink this. Come on. You got a nasty gash right there. Had a kid, so I bandaged it up for you. You seem okay otherwise.
Thank you.
Remember your name?
Yeah, Kevin.
Good. Nice to finally meet you, Kevin. I'm the benefactor.
My ears are ringing. I can't hear you.
The benefactor.
I don't understand. Is that a joke?
No. I wouldn't do that. Look at you. I wouldn't joke at a time like this.
I appreciate your help, man. I gotta.
Whoa. Hey. Stay with me. Keep talking. Come on. I'm here to help you. You okay?
Yeah.
I'm
fine.
Good. I want to talk to you about business.
What business?
I want to offer you a job.
I have a job.
Well, not for long.
I appreciate your help. I'm gonna go find my car.
All right? Oh, easy. I'll walk with you. Come on.
Where's everyone? Where's my car? Where's the accident? What happened?
Nothing happened. There was no accident here.
You mean there was no accident? What day is it? How long was I out?
Just a little while. Check your phone.
I'm calling my wife.
That won't work.
Well, I'm gonna call the police.
Well, they won't help.
Who are you, man?
Police? Seriously, that's very funny. That's
What are you laughing at? Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm sorry. It's just not your usual go-to. This isn't the first time we've done this.
You were certifiable. I have never seen you in my entire life.
No, of course you haven't.
Who are you? Huh? Who are you? And where did everybody go?
They didn't go anywhere. You did. Are you sure you are where you think you are? I'm hungry. Let's get some dinner. I'm buying. Mark, how's little Josh doing? Like we talked about. Kevin, who am I?
2. Tina, thank you.
Right this way.
After you. Sit, please. Who am I?
Fine. You're the benefactor.
No. I mean, I'm called many names. Most of them not as nice as that one. Who am I really?
What can I get for you?
The usual, Tina.
Steak and eggs with a tall glass of milk.
That's right. Kevin?
I just want a water, please.
Oh, come on. Kevin will have a beer.
Okay.
I think the truth is that you're a liar. And I think your goal is misery.
Wow. That's straight out of Sunday school. You're religious then. It's different. None of the rest of you were. Why don't we talk about your marriage?
What about my marriage?
You know the number one reason for broken marriages? Can you guess? Lack of communication. Misunderstanding. Misunderstandings are the reason for conflict in this world. Wars are fought over it. Entire lucrative professions are built around fixing it. Once the communication breaks down, chaos. Oh, wow. So prompt. Thank you very much.
Steak and eggs with a tall glass of milk and one beer. Is there anything else I can get for you?
No, come on, join us. Stay. There's plenty of food here. Join us.
Oh no, I really have.
Stay. Eat. It's good, isn't it? This morning, you had a fight with your wife about paying some bills. Did you promise to pay some bills?
No, I didn't. I don't think I did.
Exactly. Two people see a car accident, but their accounts differ wildly. Why?
It's because we see each thing from our own perspective, our own bias.
Wrong. They both see two different accidents. They're both telling the truth, but they'll never agree.
Wait, what?
For every choice you make, there are countless other realities where you make a different choice. Choice breeds infinite possibilities. Choice breeds realities. There isn't anything that you can imagine that doesn't exist somewhere, somewhen. Imagine having the power to move people from one reality to the next. To swap a person out with their doppelganger from another Earth. To shift them. That's what I do.
Are you telling me that I never talked to Molly about paying the bills?
No. No, you didn't. I shifted her. I replaced her with a version of your wife whose husband did actually promise to pay the bills.
Why?
One tiny little difference. Chaos.
Where's my wife?
Well, I shifted her. Well, the first time I shifted her is when you gave her that ridiculous pendant.
No, wait. Oh. No, she threw that away.
Not the original Molly.
You know what? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Prove it.
Prove it?
Prove it. Shift somebody.
Who would you like me to shift?
I don't care. I don't care. All right, shift her.
You want me to shift Tina? Are you sure?
Prove it. Where did she go?
Somewhere else. I would have swapped her with another Tina, but you wouldn't have noticed. She's in a world where her parents never met or fell in love, where there is no Tina. You see, small deviations work best, but this was a big shift. Big shifts take people out of the game and into psych wards. It makes me sad. No. Don't be broken by that. They have lots of daughters, or they did. Maybe it's time to find a new cafe.
What do you want with me?
I can't do this all by myself. It's a big job. Big job. In every other world, I have shifters in strategic positions to do the work I would do if I were there.
What work?
You know, the fun stuff.
What, I'm murdering people? What is this? Because that's not me.
You're a halfway decent guy. Zip. But it's the other half that I'm particularly fond of. All the other Kevins have made this choice, and so will you.
No, that's not me. You don't know that.
I can make you a captain of industry, a king. I have 1,000 versions of you in 1,000 different worlds, all working for me. Not being hampered by a combative spouse or some idiot supervisor on a power trip. I can give you a Molly who is exactly what you want, who will do anything you want, be whoever you want, as a reward for working as one of my shifters. Come on. Let me lift you out of that embarrassing farce you call life and give you something glorious. Just say the word.
Heavenly Father, I know it's been a long time since I know.
Are you praying?
I'm sorry. I need your help.
Well, that's a first.
I'm in trouble and I can't do this alone.
Amazing. Still praying.
I know that I'm unworthy, Father. I also know that I love your children.
Do you honestly think that he will help you after what you just did? You are tainted goods. You're not even worth his effort anymore. Even if he did help you, do you think I will ever leave you alone? Ever? There is nothing that I won't do to you. No temptation, no low that you won't sink to. I know you, Kevin, and you are nothing. Nothing! I am greater than him. I am certainly greater than you!
I don't really know if I thought that would work. Or if I just didn't know what else to do. But it did work. And now, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And now I knew I would never be the same. I'm so sorry. That nothing would be. Ever again.
Steady. Your view of the benefactor must be from behind this line.
You guys did a good job. Let's say bye to the Angel fan.
This is not my world. I've never been to this lake before. Never walked its shores. But I will find my way back. And I will find my way back to my Molly. 5 years ago, I was left in this dark place. Taken from my wife. The people here have no hope.
You still looking for that wife of yours? You're clinging to scraps of rumors.
And then he arrived.
Where's my wife? I shifted her. For every choice you make, there are countless other realities where you make a different choice. You're talking about parallel Earths. Imagine having the power to move people from one reality to the next, to shift them. What do you want with me? I can make you a king. Imagine everything you have ever wanted. Work for me and get back with the woman that you love.
Okay, we go on a date and maybe we kiss.
Hopefully.
He's not gonna shift you back to your wife. It's a trick.
If I choose you, that's the last choice I'm ever gonna make.
I will never leave you alone.
I've seen a bunch of people like us out there looking for a little hope.
There is nothing that I won't do to you.
You can't just shoot the devil.
There is so much evil and inhumanity in this world, but there is also beauty and hope, and I will find my way back to her.